Today's question is, Anthony, feeling kind of stuck. How do I overcome a plateau?
I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, can't shoot me down, yeah. I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, gonna shoot me down, 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 now.
You know, if life worked perfectly, you wouldn't ever plateau, right? You would have a point A and you have a goal to be at point B, and you would just head directly there, right? Constant progress, easy peasy. But unfortunately, that's not the way things work. I mean, we've all seen some of those things where progress is kind of more of a up and down, but over time, it's a upward trend if you're making progress, right? So you gotta kind of look at the big picture. But sometimes, even if you're going up and down and making progress, you hit a plateau, something that just stops you dead in your tracks, and you don't seem like you're making any progress at all. And that can be a huge source of frustration, because then people start to question, am I doing what's right? Is this even worthwhile? Maybe it's my fault. And they can kind of get a downward spiral that way, and it can really affect their progress. First of all, I want to change your thinking a little bit about plateaus. Now, plateaus may not always be a negative. I mean, just think about that. If you're making progress and you're getting better and better, making progress, all of a sudden it kind of flattens out for a while. Right? As you're making progress, your body was responding and changing, and it was adapting, right, to changes and stresses and whatever else you were putting on it to make that change. But all of a sudden, at one point, it might stop. Now, what if we consider this stopping point as a way where your body is now starting to create a new normal? Too often, we hit that plateau, and then we start kind of freaking out, and then we just want to do a bunch more changes, do a lot more stuff. And if I did, X amount before, I'm going to do 4 times of X, and I'm going to, get so much more results. And that can be a negative thing. All right, let your body adapt and be accustomed to this new normal. Get a solid foundation, and now it's a new stepping off point for the next level. One way to reduce them is to have more variety, especially like in a movement, in a fitness, in a strength setting. There's so many ways you can change your movements up just slightly where it's same yet different. Good examples, if you just look, like if you go to a regular gym, a lot of people will do exercises with a barbell and weights, and that tends to be what most people do. But you can also change that. You can use, instead of barbells, you can use dumbbells. Right? Maybe instead of using both your arms at the same time, you can use just one arm. Right? And all that changes the stress and what your body is adapting and feeling. So if you can kind of mix those up, now your body's not going to adapt so quickly to what you're doing and create progress. And that's really what we do here at Fitness Lying Down. We change so many things, whether it's your stance, going from kind of just a bilateral, regular stance, to going a staggered stance, one foot's back a little bit, to maybe going a wide, going to a narrow, going to a split stance with a long stride. Maybe we use a kettlebell, maybe we use a sandbag. I mean, there's so many ways you can modify movements. And if you're focused on really moving better, moving well, I mean, sky's the limit. Think about your variety. Think about, all right, this plateau, what good can I get out of it? And now how can I go on from there? Until next time, move better and train smarter.